Good morning, friends. Big River here, and welcome to my first episode of Men's Talk, a series where I'm going to talk about topics that really we all need to talk about. But you women do a better job than us men, honestly. I'm friends with a lot of you women, and I see how you communicate, and us men really don't do that. So if you're a woman, you're fine to watch this. This is all stuff everybody should talk about, but us men really don't do it right now. And today, I want to talk about the 5 love languages, why it's important to learn them and learn how to communicate them, and also a little bit about boundaries. I'll go into boundaries in more detail in another video, but so yeah, so you know the old phrase, actions speak louder than words. It's so true, right? I can tell you one thing, but when you watch me do something, right, that's really what's important, right? So everybody has a love language, and you really should learn what yours is. I'll put a link to like a little quiz you can take to find your love languages. Um, but yeah, so and it doesn't have to be romantic partners either, right? I mean, anybody who you're close to, you should really learn their love language, communicate that love language, and that'll also lead to talks about boundaries. It's important to talk about boundaries too. And like I said, it's not only romantic partners, even your friends that you deal with on a daily basis, right? You want to show them that you love them. So my primary love language is physical touch. That's why I'm so huggy. And a lot of people don't understand that, right? If physical touch isn't your love language, you don't get it. I understand. And then you have to tell me that, right? Like, no, don't touch me or whatever, right? And then I don't have to guess. That's really how this kind of works here. You communicate those love languages, you communicate those boundaries, and take the time to learn your partner's love language. So for example, my lover, her love language is words of affirmation. So when I go into detail and tell her something about how amazing she is, it's just like lights her up like fireworks, right? In my case, it's physical touch. If somebody comes up to me and hugs me and I don't ask for it, but they go out of their way to hug me, that lights me up. That's how you show me you love me. And on the same example, like my combo assistant, her love language is acts of service, right? So like I show her, or she shows me a lot how she loves me by just doing things for me, and I see it, right? Because that's her love language. She's showing me she loves me, and then I can communicate that back. So like in her case, like telling her like, oh, you're amazing, doesn't do anything, right? But if I say, hey, can I help you with this, can I carry this heavy thing for you, that lights her up, and oh, he loves me, right? Or the same thing doesn't work with my current lover, right? If I pick something up, she'll probably be like, oh, that just needed to be picked up anyways, right? So you need to understand other people's love languages and communicate them, learn how to communicate them. So you communicate them, and then you understand them. That leads into talks about boundaries, right? So like, and everybody that I'm intimate with, all of my close friends, I try to have that discussion with them early on. I'll use my combo assistant, as I don't think she'll mind me sharing some of this. So like, she knows I'm a physical touch love language, but she doesn't like to be touched. So she says that, don't touch me. I'm like, okay. So once I understand that, and that's not her love language, then okay, I'm fine with it. I'm not going to push anybody outside of their boundaries, right? And I don't think any of us want to. But when you don't this is the point, when you don't communicate it and people are left to guess, then that's where things can go wonky, right? Like, I love this person, I'm gonna communicate with my love language. And they're like, why is this person touching me, right? Don't touch me, right? And stuff like that, right? I don't like to be touched, okay? So that's fine, right? I mean, it's all fine. And then once I understand that, oh, okay, you don't like to be touched? Okay, cool. You know, what is your love language? Oh, acts of service. Okay, so I show her I love her with acts of service. right? Makes it so much easier. Then I'm not guessing anymore. I guess the other point I want to make is, even though like we don't touch doesn't mean we don't ever touch. Like for example, a couple weeks ago, I went through a humongous process and I needed to be held, and she held me, right? I mean you still love each other and you're still there. It just doesn't mean, you're touchy all the time or anything like that. I've got another friend, and her primary love language is physical touch. But like, the boundary talk I've had with her is I let her initiate it, right? So if she comes up to me and starts hugging me or something like that, then that's okay, right? So those are the boundaries. And yeah, so those are the things I wanted to talk about today. Learn the 5 love languages. I'll put a link up. You can take the test and have your friends do it, right? And communicate it. Wouldn't that be so much easier if you knew the other person's love language, right? And you can just really start communicating in a way that they really understand. That makes it so much easier, because we care about these people, right? I don't want to step over your boundaries. I won't do that, right? And yeah, let's all take the time to learn each other's love languages, the people we're close to, right? And then communicate those boundaries. I don't like this. I don't like that. I like this. I like that. This is okay, but this isn't. Okay, okay, okay. It makes it so much easier. So, yeah, that's my talk for today. Learn the 5 love languages. Learn how to communicate them, right? Okay, and then talk about boundaries. And then live within those boundaries and help your friends live within their boundaries. And everybody will be much happier. And they'll know you love them and respect them and care for them. Okay? All right, you guys, have a wonderful day. I love you. Hoka Hey. Aho.